to the Monday, August 15th episode of the PM show. It is American History Trivia. Let me go and get everything synced in here together real quick so I can see who all's here and interact with you guys. Alright, there's a little thumbs up for myself. Really? When did that thing shut off? Jeez, you criminy. Alright, give me a second, y'all. See what I mean about the computer randomly shutting off? And I don't know it does it, therefore I get stuck in sticky wickets like this right here. There's that, there's that, there's that, and then we can share it out. And then I can actually start saying hi to everybody. Love technology. Where would we be without it? Probably where we should be. And there we go. Good evening, Jay. Hello, Tony, Lee, Freedom. Good evening. Oh, let's see here. Mr. Wookie. Dude, I'm feeling better than I was earlier. We almost didn't do this. I was sitting in here earlier, my stomach started hurting really bad. I told the wife, I said, I'm not hungry, I don't got to use the bathroom. I don't know what's going on. And apparently I was hungry, but my tummy wasn't growling. Because she made dinner. Grandma's friend from 30 years ago showed back up again today. The wife made dinner. I feel 100 times better. I even had a couple sips of beer. So... thank God. Good evening, KG. Hope you're doing good. Good evening, Jan. It is American History Trivia. Of course, we'll give everybody a chance to get rolling in here. We'll start in about 11 minutes. I got some good stuff this time. This time I did not pull the questions from the 4th grade history quiz. You know, the one that stumped so many people last time? This time I got adult questions. You felt like that this morning? Yeah, I felt great all day long. And I was in here working on some stuff, just all of a sudden my stomach started cramping up and everything. It's like, well, dang, what the heck am I gonna do? So I actually went in, sat down with the wife. She was dozing in and out. I wound up falling asleep for probably about 2.5 hours. Woke up and still felt bad. Like I said, she made dinner. Something about a booger on the grill. I don't know what it is, but it seems to be the healer of all wrong. Big old fat greasy boogie on the grill with fresh sliced tomatoes and pickles and a little bit of Michelin hot sauce and some mayo. Thank you, Freedom. I appreciate that. I am glad I do too. But I'll tell you what, there for a little bit I was thinking, man, can I sit through 2 hours with my thighs pressing into my belly and stuff? Or do I just want to lay down somewhere and relax? Someplace much cooler than this studio with lights and everything on. It's like, nope, I can do it. I'll probably pay for it afterwards, but I can do it. I'm a tough old bird. Well, hopefully next month I'll be taking a train to see Wookiee. Well, that'd be kind of cool. As many times as you planned to go see Wookiee, you probably could have walked down. Never mind, you would have broke the other ankle. Ain't worth it. Ain't worth it. Sounds fun. I'm having salad of tomatoes and cucumbers. I make those all the time. I love cucumber and tomato salad. Make it just like I make coleslaw, except no cabbage. And it's always a hit. We never have any left over. Oh, goodness gracious. 3 more days, Jim. 3 more days. See, I put a little bit of vinegar in it, and I put the mayo in, and much like my grandmother taught me, anything made with love got to have a little bit of sugar in it. So I put just enough sugar in there to interact with the acid in the mayo and the vinegar to form that nice sweet syrup to go over everything. Never had Watergate salad. Now, Watergate salad, is that a salad full of deception and lies? I mean, do they tell you it's lettuce, but it's really cabbage? Do they tell you it's tomatoes, but it's really something? I mean, vinegar and oil. Never done that. Hey, Buck. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well tonight. That's how I do it. Minus mayo, salt, pepper, a little red wine vinegar, plain Jane. Interesting. Yeah, I've never had Watergate salad. Never even heard of Watergate salad. I used to work, years ago, I worked in a really fancy club down in Indianapolis. And they were used to like the real poshy posh meals. And I introduced them to country meatloaf. I introduced them to coleslaw. I introduced them to cabbage rolls. I introduced them to fresh made mashed potatoes, not the shit that comes out of a box. Fresh mashed potatoes with lots and lots of cream and butter in them. That place was packed every Wednesday night when I done country meatloaf. I bet we went through 2 10-pound meatloafs a night in that place. If not 2, yeah, sometimes we'd go through 2.5. Oh, I'm not. Freedom, I'll tell you what, that burger she made was just absolutely, oh my God, that thing was, that thing had to be that big around, and I know damn good and well it was that thick. And how she got it cooked all the way through in the time she did, I will never know. Without making it look like a hockey puck. Because she went out and bought them brat patties, those cheddar and bacon brat patties for her and everybody else that's here. And I'm so burnt out on brat patties. Johnsonville is good, but I am burnt out on anything brat. So we had a little bit of hamburger left over from last night. She made me a couple burgers, and my God, I could only eat one of them. That's right. You heard it right here, folks. The fat boy only ate one burger. It's not saying I won't go out there at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning and make another one, or another two, even. I do love my mashed. Oh my God, Jeff. Mom always put milk in them. I learned a little bit of cream in there, or even sour cream, will make mashed potatoes 10 times fluffier. Wednesday morning, I'm taking Big Red to get the radio fixed, and when I bring her home, we'll start loading her up. I'm getting anxious, girl. I'll tell you that. It's like I said this morning, I don't think anything means as much to me as getting to meet you guys face to face. You know, back when we had the old channel going, and I started meeting other YouTubers, I started meeting, and I use this term out of respect, YouTube celebrities, you know, Michigander Man. There's been several others that I've met. And, you know, Tyler's come from Iowa a couple times. Got to meet folks out in Gettysburg when I was there. It's just, I love it. I love it. Getting to hang out with y'all is like the highlight of what I do. Because then we get to do it together. And it's even more fun. Just got to figure out how to set up the rig where I can get Jay on film, getting us on film, because he deserves a little bit of that on-camera respect too. Well, I don't know who that is. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Thank you, Mr. Wookie. I will check that out. I love my mashed potatoes that way. Love me some homemade mashed burgers. Oh, yeah. I'm so freaking excited. I'm going to meet my YouTube celebrities this weekend. Oh, don't worry, Freedom. I'll make sure that she goes home with lots of photos and lots of video, even if I have to get on Messenger on Sunday and send her video clips that she can put in her video on Ghostorama when she gets it up. Exactly. But it's your eye, Jay, that catches all the good stuff. And that's why I believe that the cameraman needs as much respect as the people in front of the camera. Because we don't tell you what to shoot, it's your eye that catches it all. And, I mean, you might as well face it. The cameraman is our own personal celebrity because that's the person that makes our videos look so good. So I always feel like the behind-the-scenes people deserve that airtime and that respect too. That's why on my paranormal investigations, the intro that I use, I always have our cameraman on there. Be interested. Better get to say hi. Don't forget to powder your nose. Makeup. It's a hair on the back of his neck that gets him in trouble. As long as it's not a picture of a nipple, I'm good. Hey, now hold on just a dusty second. You didn't complain about my nipple the last time I sent that picture out. Stay behind the scene, mostly to check. Alright guys, it looks like it is 7:15. Let me get this puppy all fired up here. We'll see where we are at. Yeah, see? Jan's there for you. She'll make it happen. There'll be nipplies. It might actually be kind of nipply this weekend. We got up to 78 today. And once again, you know, that's been our norm lately is the 70s and very, very, very low 80s. The other day, we didn't get out of the 50s. Good evening, Ty. Can't stay long. Transformer Blue took out the cheese. Criminy. I swear to God, man, Iowa's falling apart. It is not going to be no time at all before Iowa just falls into the ground. I mean, that's... Keep telling you, you need to get out of there. Take Brenna and her kids, get out of Iowa, and before it just... one big sinkhole. Right down on the ground. Well, you know, Ty, you can take it out in the truck and hook it up to your cigarette lighter out there. And it'll charge up in the truck. That's what we do when our power's out. Oh, and Jan and Jay, I did talk to Danny yesterday. We will have an extension cord ran to our booth. I will have either one or two power strips plugged in, so make sure and bring your chargers. That way we can keep the cameras and everything else powered up to do our filming and stuff on Saturday. But we will have extension cord. We will have power strips. So we're good. We're good. Get the hell out of Dodge. Yeah, exactly. Not everybody's going to have power or going to have electricity in their booth, but you know, being one of the hosts, you kind of get a privilege on occasion. Normally it's walking into some place and somebody not giving you the finger, but you know, just so happens we actually have power. Okie doke. Hope you guys are ready for this. We are going to roll with American History Trivia, the adult version. Like I said, last time we used the 4th grade version and it stumped too many people. So, can't be having that. Here we go. On what date did the Great Chicago Fire begin? On what date did the Great Chicago Fire begin? We are not smarter than a 4th grader. Not when I did that American History Trivia last time. Everybody was stumped by those questions. It was not 1918. And I need the full date, month, day, and year. Hint, the month and day are very important to this channel. That is the only hint you're going to get. The month and day are very important to this channel. Good evening, Terry. Good to see you, love. October 8th, 1971, or 1871. Yeah, 1971, if only. Place wouldn't be a cesspool now if it was 1971. It is correct, sir. October 8th, 1871. October 8th being my birthday. 1871, 95 years before I was even thought of. 95 years before my grandfather was even thought of. 30 years before my grandfather was even thought of. All right, good job, Jay. Who tested the first cable car system in America? Who tested the first cable car system in America? I don't know, Jay. That's a good question. I know that sounds familiar, but I don't know if it was the same day or not, or when that was. Who tested the first cable car system in America? Nope, not San Francisco. They are looking for the individual, the man who tested the first cable car system in America. Dude had a very cool first name, though. I'll give him that. Someone from San Francisco. Needs to be a little bit more on the dot than someone. Westinghouse. Tony Lee. I don't know if he worked for Westinghouse or not. I know they're looking for the individual's name. That's all I got. Hey, someone in San Francisco was a good guess. Because I will almost bet that this gentleman was probably from San Francisco. Sadly enough, they want his name. Who tested the first cable car system in America? It's muggy here. Everybody else is sitting outside. The wife, her mom, grandma, her friend from Tennessee, from Chattanooga, that's up here for a couple of days. They haven't seen each other in almost 30 years. He didn't even know if she was still alive or not. He called. He called 3 weeks ago, and him and I talked for about an hour. And he made the plans when him and his wife left the Noah's Ark expedition in Ohio. He said she was going to go back home, and he was going to come up here and stay for a couple days and visit with Grandma. Hey, Chad, good to see you. Listening with headphones at work in Dexter. Well, I'm glad you're joining us, bud. Just don't get in trouble listening on headphones. But yeah, everybody else sitting outside. I sat out there, gobbled down my burger and macaroni salad, and ran in here to get ready. So it's a little muggy, but still 77 degrees. Not too awful bad. Andrew Halliday. Andrew Halliday was the first man to test a cable car system in America. In what year did Chicago, Jesus. In what year did Colorado become the 38th state? In what year did Colorado become the 38th state? Shit-go fire, Wisconsin, 1,500 people killed. Let me see here. Peshitgo. Peshitgo. Okay, Jay was right on that, guys. The Peshitgo fire was a forest fire on October 8, 1871 that spread through northeast Wisconsin, claiming 1,200 lives. So there you have it. There was two fires right across the lake from each other on the same day. One due to a drunk old lady milking a cow and forgetting she left her lantern out in the barn, and the other one due to a forest fire. 1845, no, August 8, 1876, Colorado became the 38th state in the United States of America. Good job, Mr. J. Who founded Salt Lake City, Utah? Get that off the screen right there. Who founded Salt Lake City, Utah? I do believe this gentleman was a Mormon. Your husband nailed it. It is Brigham Young. Brigham Young founded Salt Lake City, Utah. The main Mormon. Hey, Ian. Good to see you, bud. Glad you could join us tonight. Which president was a Pulitzer Prize winner in biography? Which president was a Pulitzer Prize winner in biography? It was not Ronnie. Which president was a Pulitzer Prize winner in biography? It was not Truman either. Not Wilson. It definitely was not Trump. Google has failed me. Which president was a Pulitzer Prize winner in biography? It was not Jefferson. I'm trying to think of a hint, but everyone I think of is just distasteful. And I can't, with a clear conscience, use that clue. Regardless of how bad I really want to. It is not Garfield. It was not Roosevelt. It was not Lincoln. It was Kennedy. Good job, Chad. It was John F. Kennedy that won a Pulitzer Prize in biography. Good job, man. What was the name? Your hint was going to be he won it before he lost his head. No, quite honestly, the only hint I could think of was like I said, distasteful. Name the first daily college newspaper of the United States. Name the first daily college newspaper of the United States. Told you it was distasteful. See? I did that. We lost 3 people. It was not the Alabama Journal. It was not the Harvard Journal. Mad Magazine is probably much closer to the truth, but that's still not it. East Coast Girls Gone Wild. I don't know, but it was not Playboy. First daily college newspaper in the United States. It was not the University of Michigan or the Monkees Annual 1966. It was not Hustler. Nor, before anybody says it was not Cherry or Club International either. Nor was it Penthouse. we've been at this for 15 minutes, and this train's done derailed, charged out to the forest, hit a half a dozen deer, and it's heading for that. It's heading for the teeny tiny little, like daycare over there with all the kids playing outside. The train just not Dartmouth, and yes, you guys entertain me a lot. So. You hit the college, sir. I will accept Yale Daily, but it was the Yale News. The Yale News. In what year did the National Weather Service issue its first weather forecast? In what year did the National Weather Service issue its very first weather forecast? It was not 1926, nor was it 1946. In what year did the National Weather Service issue its first weather forecast? Oh, it was not 1970. Not 1776 either. '78 was a real good year. Believe it or not, Terry, it was neither. It was neither a radio nor a TV broadcast. It was 1870. November 1st, 1870. The National Weather Service issued by its first weather forecast. Even with Google, that took me a while. It was sent out by teletype. Now, here's the big question. What was the first weather forecast ever sent out by the National Weather Service? What was the first weather forecast sent out by the National Weather Service? It was not a hurricane. It was not a heat advisory. It was not a flood. Somebody is gonna facepalm when they figure out this answer. That's all I can say. Someone is gonna facepalm. Not hot as balls, no. Hello, Templar, good to see you, bud. Gale and storm warnings, no. Clear sky and sunny, no. Not even a storm nor snowing. Mark my words. Don't. Not rain. Again, the question is, what was the very first national weather forecast sent out by the National Weather Service in 1870 about? They don't know. The machine blew up. It is not a sunny day, nor was it cloudy. Not meteor showers either. Just remember, go. They told everyone to go outside and check. Look over yonder, and what do you see? The sun is arising for you and for me. One of these days, I need to invest in a pack of lighters. You guys see this thing? You see how jerry-rigged this puppy is? The metal piece is gone. Keep telling the wife I'm going to go to Walmart and get like one of those 20 packs of lighters and hide them in my drawer over here beside me. That way they don't all disappear. No, it was not the day they went into business. I'm going to let you guys know right now so y'all can face palm in unison. The very first warning sent out by the National Weather Service in 1870 was to inform the city of Chicago it was going to be windy. It was going to be windy. Hand to heaven, serious as hell. It says the first weather forecast ever issued by the National Weather Service was about a windy day in Chicago. Now you would think, with your city being nicknamed the Windy City, exactly, Jam, with the wind coming off that lake like it comes off the ocean, you would think somebody already knew there was a chance of wind that day. What can you do? On what date? On what date? They're asking for the day, month, and year. On what date was President William McKinley shot? On what date was President William McKinley shot? They want the day, month, and year. On what day was President McKinley shot? Sorry, couldn't think of a song about wind from Tommy James. On what date was President William McKinley shot? It was 1901. You are absolutely correct on that, Terry. It was 1901. Terry gets a half a point for that one for getting the year right. We still need the month and day. Freedom gets a half a point for getting the month right. We have one more half to give out. Was never good at math. Leave it with that. So we have September. We have 1901. We need the day. For the last half a point available, we need the day. Not on one of the days in which he was not shot. That's actually pretty good. That's a good guess. Not point worthy, but it's still a good guess. It is September 6th, 1901. Good job, Jay. Good job, Freedom. There, we just gave out 2 more half points. So, Freedom got a full point, Jay got a half point, and Terry got a half point. Of course, points don't count. They don't matter for nothing, so. You know, they matter about as much as the Friends reunion show did. Which American president had a fake middle name? Which American president had a fake middle name? It was not Garfield. Which American president had a fake middle name? It was not Eisenhower. Tell you guys what, as hot as this damn room is, I think next year I'm going to get on Facebook Marketplace and I'm going to try to find a window air conditioner. Because when we got the air conditioner shut off here in the house, no wind travels up our driveway. So there's never a breeze in here. When that fan's on, it don't do anything but blow a warm breeze. I'm taking that fan out. I'm getting a window air conditioning unit for the studio. Computer gets hot. I get hot. Hotter than normal. Don't kill the messenger. Not Eisenhower. It was Truman. It was Truman. Truman had a well, let's just say that S was S. Didn't stand for anything. It was a fake middle name. Believe it or not, Terry, my son, in that huge country farmhouse he lives in, has no central air unit. He cools that entire house on 6 window units. 2 upstairs, 4 downstairs, and keeps the rooms all closed off. Well, they don't keep the rooms closed off upstairs. But the rooms downstairs, the 1 unit cools the living room, One unit cools their bedroom, one unit cools the front room, and one unit cools the kitchen. And that place feels like our central air unit. 68 degrees in that place with them running on medium. All right. In what year did the first silent film debut in America? In what year did the first silent film debut in America? In what year did the first silent film debut in America? It was not 1924. It was not 1890. In what year did the first silent film debut in America? It is 1903. 1903, the first silent film debuted in America. Who was the only American president to earn a PhD? Who was the only American president to earn a PhD? Who was the only American president to earn a PhD? It was not Cleveland. It was Wilson. Freedom, you are mopping the floor in here. It was Woodrow Wilson. Now, my question, since a person who earns a PhD is called a doctor, if that person is elected president, are they president doctor or are they doctor president? Terry squeaked in there real close. It popped up on my screen, I would say a second. I would say a second behind Freedom. So good job, Terry, on that too. I didn't even have a chance to respond and it popped up. President, doctor. That's what I would think. A distinct disadvantage here. Next time, can we have one about British bands of the 1960s? I don't know about British bands, but I'm pretty sure I could find some history that's got to do with the UK or Britain in particular, or something. Let me see what I can do. On what date? They are asking for the month, day, and year. On what date did the first underground portion of the New York City subway open? On what date did the first portion of the underground New York City subway open? What man in the world has or ever will know? I agree with that. I agree with that. Let me see here. 1864, no. 1904, no. It is October 27th, 1904. The first underground portion of the New York City subway opened up. Good job, Freedom. Good job. What was the name of the first silent film in America? What was the name of the first silent film in America? What was the name of the first silent film in America? Was Charlie Chaplin in it? I don't think so. However, Freedom once again, guys, like an eagle on a trout, just swooped in and nabbed it up. It is the Great Train Robbery. The Great Train Robbery, and Jay was right behind her on that one. Good job, guys. She is, isn't she? She's kicking butt and taking names. On what date? And again, month, day, and year. On what date did the Great San Francisco earthquake strike? On what date, month, day, and year, did the Great San Francisco earthquake strike? Yeah, as fast as you type, girl, I swear to God, you can do about 300 words a minute. I don't even think you look where you're going. I think you read the screen just... Oh, now we're going to have to split the points up again. It is 1906. They still want the month and day. We got 3 halves to give away again. Hey, Richie. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well. Oh, and Jay just snagged up the other 2 halves. Jay just snagged up the other 2 halves. It is... Oh, no, he didn't. It is the wrong month. We still have another half to give away, guys. We now have the year 1906. We have the day, the 18th, but we need the month. It is not August. When you're done mopping up the floor in here, come do mine. It is not September. It is April. April 18th, 1906 was the day that the Great San Francisco earthquake, yummy. April 18th, 1906 was the day that the Great San Francisco earthquake struck. Dirt cake. Yeah, it does. Mud pie. Tapped him on the head for getting it wrong a month. I don't want no bruises on that poor guy when he gets here. Jan, quit beating on your husband. Moving right along. Name America's worst national disaster. Now, a lot of people are going to, take into consider 9/11 and stuff like that. That is a terrorist attack. That is not a national disaster. So bear that in mind when you're coming up with your answers. What is America's worst national disaster? It is not the Galveston hurricane. It is not Mount St. Helens. That's funny. I was arrested for hitting my ex-husband with a metal lunchbox. That's exactly what the judge said to me. Hey, those old metal lunchboxes will kill you. Swinging one of those things end for end is like swinging Thor's hammer around. They will knock you. It will knock your dingus in the dirt. America's worst national disaster was Sir Walter Raleigh. 80 pounds soaking wet at the time. Now, ma'am, don't be bringing your husband into the courtroom all covered in bruises. It was Abraham Lincoln with Colonel Mustard in the ballroom wearing Scarlett O'Hara's dress. You're close. You're close. How you doing, Lee? Hope you're doing good tonight, bud. It was not Pearl Harbor. I was 95 pounds in that picture I sent of me in the race car. That didn't even look like you, girl. I looked at that picture, the first thing that crossed my mind was, It's like, is that Shirley Boom Boom Muldowney? But no, she was a dragster driver. It was not the flood in Ohio. And I'm glad you entered with a joke, Lee. It wouldn't be the same if you didn't. That's how you do it. You don't knock gently on the door. You kick that sucker open and run in there and scream, ta-da! It was not the Johnstown flood. And, we've had a lot of natural disasters in this country just in the last couple decades. But this one here is actually still on the books as the worst national disaster in America. The question was, name America's worst national disaster. It was not the Great Hinckley Fire. What they consider to be the worst national disaster in America was the explosion in West Virginia's Monongah mine. The explosion in West Virginia's Monongah mine. On what date, month, day, and year again, on what date was the NAACP founded? On what date was the NAACP founded? Month, day, and year. Well, you can tell the sun's gone down. Temperatures start dropping already. It was February 12th, 1909. Good job, Freedom. Great day, too. Great day. Wonderful day for the advancement of colored folk. February 12th, 1909. Which city and state was hit by the deadliest hurricane ever recorded in the U.S.? What city and state was hit by the worst hurricane ever recorded in the U.S.? What are we supposed to refer to them now? Black African Americans. I call them brother and sister. Mussolini. Good evening, my friend. Glad you could join us. Lee, you are correct, sir. It is Galveston, Texas. It was Galveston, Texas. In what year did the very first gold rush happen in America? In what year did the very first gold rush happen in America? In what year did the very first gold rush happen in America? It was not 1849. It was not 1863. It was not 1848. It was not 1832. It was not 1845. It was not 1813 or 1799. It also was not 1831 or 33 or 34. In what year did the very first gold rush happen in America? It was not 1820, 1799, or 1789. Uh, 1820 in Georgia. Well, I think they're talking about the big major gold rush westward. Because it occurred in 1828. So it actually very well could have been the Great Smoky Mountains. (1828). Oh, right here, right here. Here's the answer to the question that I was going to ask you guys anyway. Where did the first gold rush happen in America? They want the town and they want the state. They want the town and the state. In what location did the very first gold rush occur in America? Bum, bum, bum. It was not Townsend, Tennessee. And oh yes, seriously, Jan, there was gold discovered in the Smoky Mountains. It is not Carson City, Nevada. It is not Colomia, California, or Coloma, California. Colomia, California. It was not Coloma, California. It was Dahlonega, Georgia. Dahlonega, Georgia was the location of the first gold rush to ever hit. It was not Costopolis, Michigan, or I wouldn't keep putting, this thing up on the... I'd be down at the lake panning gold all the time. It was Dahlonega, Georgia. Which year did the earthquake occur that resulted in the formation of Real Foot Lake? In what year did the earthquake occur that resulted in the formation of Real Foot Lake? No, it was actually in Georgia, the very first gold rush to ever sweep the country. I wish I had a stash under my house. I'd be giving away gold nuggets and bags of gold dust to you guys as gifts for our competitions and stuff. The New Madrid earthquake. Do you remember the... Yes, it was. Yes, it was. It was 1811. 1811 is the date that the earthquake occurred that formed Real Foot Lake. Again, good job, Freedom. It was the part, or one of the quakes from the New Madrid quakes. In what year? You've never heard of the New Madrid quake? That is the quake that ran the length of the Mississippi River and actually caused the Mississippi to flow backwards. It was a whole series of earthquakes. God only knows, Tony. I don't even know the answer to that question. It was somebody who was trying to get people to leave the East Coast and go out west. Yeah, so you guys are on the New Madrid fault. Now it's gonna snow. In what year did the United States capture Mexico City? In what year did the United States capture Mexico City? In what year did the United States capture Mexico City? It was not 1842. Nor was it 1846 or 1845. It was 1847. The United States captured Mexico City. Good job again, Freedom. She not only is mopping up the floor in here, guys, she is beating us with the broom like a cat that keeps wanting to lay in her pile. Which president was ambidextrous? Which president was ambidextrous? Chapultepec. Chapultepec. Which president was ambidextrous? Shit, nope. I can write my name upside down and backwards with my left hand, though. It was Garfield. James A. Garfield was ambidextrous. James A. Garfield was ambidextrous. Congratulations again, Freedom and Terry, the tag team duo. I know they're coordinating this. They've answered too many questions back to back with each other. They're coordinating. Where did America's first submarine attack occur? Where did America's first submarine attack occur? Where did America's first submarine attack occur? It was not Groton, Connecticut. It was not Charleston Harbor. It was not Portsmouth. It was not Charleston Bay. It was New York Harbor. New York Harbor was the location of America's first submarine attack. Does anybody, Lee just nailed it. I was getting ready to say, does anybody for an extra 1,000 points know the name of the submarine? And Lee just smacked it. The same as it was featured in turn. Yep. That is the first place I learned about the turtle. It wasn't able to accomplish its mission, but, I mean, come on, when you're inside of a great big wooden drum, turning cranks this way and turning cranks this way and working the prop over here and screwing the bomb into the hole, I mean, come on. The very first submarine attack occurred in New York Harbor in 1776. It was a barn-made submarine by the name of the Turtle. Who was the first U.S. president elected under the Articles of the Confederation? Yes, it was actually, yes, the Hunley was the very first successful submarine attack. And yes, it was during the American Revolution. It was during the American Revolution. I actually done a video last year, I think. It was probably on the old channel, which, why nobody remembers, but I'd done a video on the turtle before. It was John Hanson. John Hanson. Good job, Lee. Good job, Freedom. Good job, good job, good job, good job. We are scraping through these questions. As a cenotaph in Frederick. I started to say, I know somewhere in the area, right around there, there's actually a duplicate of the turtle sitting somewhere right by the ocean shore in a park. Jefferson Davis. What famous American died from eating cherries and milk? What famous American died from eating cherries and milk? What famous American died from eating cherries and milk? Memorial in downtown Frederick and a cenotaph in Mount Olivet. Cool. It was Zachary Taylor. Good job, Freedom. It was Zachary Taylor. Died from eating cherries and milk. Of course, I don't know if he choked on a cherry pit or he was lactose intolerant or what the deal was, but cherries and milk were the culprit. Name the oldest city in America. Name the oldest city in America. It is not Washington. It is St. Augustine. St. Augustine, Florida, guys, is the oldest city in America. Now I'm going to make somebody really work. I'm going to make somebody really work for this one. Who founded the city of St. Augustine? Who founded the city of St. Augustine? Hey, Jim. Good to see you. Was wondering if you were going to pop in or not. Who founded the city of St. Augustine? Okay, all right. Freedom snagged it up, guys. It was Menendez. My eyes aren't moving that fast. I got that bright light on, so I got my little haze thing going. One of these days, I'm going to have to start wearing my eye patch to block out that haze. It was Admiral Pedro Menendez de Averes that founded St. Augustine. Space Nut, long time no see, brother. Hope you're doing good. Who was the last man to sign the Declaration of Independence? Who was the last man to sign the Declaration of Independence? Who was the last man to sign the Declaration of Independence? It was not Madison. It was not John Hancock. It was Thomas McKean. Thomas McKean was the last man to sign the Declaration of Independence. You guys are letting this girl mop the floor with you. She is badass tonight. So Russian prison guard said Brittany Griner had a penis. So she going in with the men. He may not want to come home. Wow. Well, that's a piece of news I hadn't heard. You know, when I done that video on the Declaration of Independence here a couple months ago, I've seen a clip before when they were showing all the founding fathers standing around getting ready to sign it, and John Hancock started signing the Declaration of Independence like really big. And Ben Franklin was standing beside him, and he's like, John, jeez, you take up all the space. I was trying to find that clip and couldn't find it. It's like, man, that would have made the video. I also think it's kind of bad that the men who proofread the Declaration of Independence never got a chance to sign it. My ancestor, Oliver Ellsworth, was one of the proofreaders of the Declaration, but none of them got the chance to sign that. On what date, day, month, and year was the first public reading of the Declaration of Independence? On what date, day, month, and year was the first public reading of the Declaration of Independence? Internet searches are very limited now on certain subjects. They don't jive. I thought so, Mussolini. I thought so. It's like my family came here in the early to mid 18th century, and they just started getting involved in everything. Jumped right into the French and Indian War, jumped right into Congress, jumped right in to both the Union and Confederate forces. A lot of history in my family. The very first public reading of the Declaration of Independence occurred July 8, 1776. Good job, Freedom. Who was America's first dark horse presidential candidate? Who was America's first dark horse presidential candidate? Who was America's first dark horse presidential candidate? It was not Henry Clay. It was not Grant. Ebony Thunder. No. Who was America's first dark horse presidential candidate? It was James Polk. James Polk was America's first dark horse presidential candidate. Good night, all. Then, Jay. Safe travels. Hopefully see you Friday, Captain. I'll be here, dear, and they will be too. So you take care of yourself, Terry. Have a good week. We'll catch you on Friday. Puppy is chewing my keyboard. Little monster. But funny, she stole my orange and chewed some, and that's cute. When was the official signing? When was the official signing of the Declaration of Independence? On what date? Day, month, and year. What was the official date of the signing of the Declaration of Independence? It was August 2nd, 1776. August 2nd, 1776. Now, for 125 billion points. Why did they wait so long to sign it? Why did they wait so long to sign it? Horses are slow. It's actually part of the reason. Believe it or not, that's actually part of the reason. August 2nd is the first day that everyone could get together with everything occurring in their different states and stuff. August 2nd was the first date they could all get together to sign it. Plus, travel time, etc., etc. Yeah. John Adams believed that August 2nd would actually be the day celebrating our nation's independence. He was quoted as saying something to the effect of, "This is a day when independence shall be celebrated for the rest of forever," or something like that. And it wound up being the 4th of July instead. In what year did Boston face a molasses disaster? In what year did Boston face a molasses disaster? It was 1919 when Boston faced their molasses disaster. This girl knows her history. Or she's just a faster cheater than the rest of y'all are. Which president had a pet billy goat? Which president had a pet billy goat? Which president had a pet billy goat? It was not Lincoln. Which president had a pet billy goat? It was not Benjamin Harrison. It was not Teddy Roosevelt. No, that was his wife, dude. That wasn't his pet billy goat. It was not Hayes. nor was it Jackson. It was not Kennedy. Nor Johnson. The president that had a pet billy goat was William Henry Harrison. William Henry Harrison, not Benjamin Harrison. William Henry Harrison. Which American president was appointed as the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court after 9 years of his presidency? Which American president was appointed as the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court after 9 years of his presidency? Did Benjamin Harrison have a billy goat too? It doesn't say that. It does not say that. And you are correct. It was William Howard Taft who was elected to Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. Good job, Jay. Good job, Freedom. When was the last California grizzly bear killed? When was the last California grizzly bear killed? Nine. 1922, the last California grizzly was killed. Cincinnati boy, huh? What was the original name of Martin Luther King Jr.? What was the original name of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.? It was Michael. You are correct, Freedom. It was Michael King. Which famous French painter lived in New Orleans for 1 year? What famous French painter lived in New Orleans for 1 year? What famous French painter lived in New Orleans for 1 year? Well, having scored no points, I'll quit while I'm on a round number. Actually, it's 1:45. Time to go to bed. All right, Tony. You have a good evening, my friend. Thanks for coming in and at least playing. I mean, zero's a good number, but zero's a good number. But you have yourself a good evening. Have a good, well, week, and we'll catch you on Friday, my friend. The answer to the question is Degas. It is Degas. Good job, Freedom. Good job, Jay. It is Degas. Name the first president in history to have been born in the hospital. Name the first president in history to have been born in the hospital. Name the first president in history to have been born in the hospital. It was Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter was the first president born in a hospital. Prior to being named Atlanta, what was the name of this famous Georgia city? Prior to being named Atlanta, what was the name of this famous Georgia city? Prior to being named Atlanta, what is the name of this famous Georgia city? It was not Marthasville. Well, technically it was Marthasville. Let me explain this. The name of that city has been changed 3 times in history. Let me say, we'll do this fair. What was the original name of Atlanta? It was Terminus. It was Terminus, then it was Marthasville, then it became Atlanta. They just couldn't decide on a bloody damn name for the town. My wife is mostly blind now, so it's getting really hard to keep up. I'm going nuts and worn out. Gonna go get her done for the night. See y'all. All right, Jim. You take care, bud. And we'll catch you later this week. I would have never known that. Learn something new every day. See, I didn't even know about Marthasville. I knew that it was called Terminus. I knew it was called Atlanta. I did not know about Marthasville in between. Because it was called Terminus in 1837. It was called Marthasville in 1843. Here's a good one for you. Which president weighed less than the average American teenage girl? Which American president weighed less than the average American teenage girl. Now, I don't know what the national average is, but I know my daughter weighs like 105 pounds. So, which American president? It was James Madison. James Madison weighed less than the average American teenage girl. You got one, Mussolini. You got one. Who is America's? Hey, Adam. Good to see you, bud. Who is the nation's longest lived president? Who is the nation's longest lived president? The nation's longest lived president is Jimmy Carter. 95 years. 95 years. How many children did George Washington have? How many children did George Washington have? He did not have 5 children. Freedom and Jay, I am going to give that to you. He had no biological children at all, but did adopt 2. He had no biological children, but he did adopt 2 children. Good job, guys. No, he did not have 1,362 children. He had more important things to do with his time. What occurred at the Treaty of Ghent? What occurred at the Treaty of Ghent? What occurred at the Treaty of Ghent? I ain't seen nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. Great Britain relinquished the Northern Territory, and the War of 1812 ended. Good job, Freedom. Good job. How long did George Washington live? How long did George Washington live? All right, Jay. Tell her good night and everything. And I figured it was probably about time that her and Ashley talked. So tell her good night, and I'll talk to her tomorrow or something. He lived to be 67 years. Good job, Freedom. Good job. She's done mopping the floor now, guys. Now she's sweeping us into the garbage. This girl's good. This girl is good. I'm dyslexic. It's all right. Happens to the best of us. Who wrote the music for the national anthem? Who wrote the music for the national anthem? Oh, okay. All right. Other conference call. Gotcha. Who wrote the music? Oh, Francis Scott Key actually wrote the lyrics for the national anthem. Who wrote the music? It was John Stafford Smith. Wrote it in 1773. Wrote the music for the national anthem. And guys, that's going to be it. We got about a minute and a half left. That was great. With a total of 285 billion points, Freedom took it, guys. I mean, you know, the points don't really matter, but you know. That was pretty fun. And you know, it's like I said, the last time I done American History Trivia, I used the 4th grade edition, and it buggered up half the people in here. They didn't know why. Here I am using the adult stuff, and everybody's just nailing it like crazy. Which is hilarious. Yes, sir, Jay. I will be here, bud, waiting for you guys. I actually started restructuring the studio today, so there was more room in here just in case, you know, we have to broadcast in here on Friday. So Freedom kicked ass tonight. But that's it, guys. Love and light to you all. Good night. Great job on the trivia. Adam, good night. Freedom. Jay, Mussolini. Let me see who else we got. There's Richie. Good night, my friend. Take care, bud. She kicked me. But you guys all take care. Have a good week. Be looking for a video tomorrow, and then another one midday on Thursday. So, you guys all have a great day, or have a great evening, have a great week. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other. God bless you, God love you, I do. We'll catch y'all on Friday. Have a good evening.